Good morning, my friends, and happy Sunday. I hope the weather is as nice where you are as it is here, because spring is thoroughly just around the corner, and it's looking like it's going to be a really nice Sunday here. So, yeah, I think I'm going to go outside later on. Right now, though, we're playing Myst IV Revelation, and I'm really looking forward to this episode. I've been thinking about this game all week. I really enjoyed episode 1. So looking forward to what we're fixing next. So, recap. Last week, we met up with Atris, our old friend Atris, and he asked us to spin some dials, and then his machine broke. He's told us to go fix a water wheel, go and repair a roof antenna, and keep an eye out for Yeesha, and then come back to that control room and then message him on Rhyme. I believe we have essentially fixed the water wheel now. We've been in here and done the business over there. So I think now that we're going to have power, we can do all sorts of bits and pieces. Now, where that roof antenna is it up there? That's a question. So we're going to have to hunt round for the roof antenna. But the water wheel should be basically done. And once we've got the water wheel, we should, broadly speaking, have power to the entire compound, one would hope. In the chat, we have Spiper. Good morning to you. You are now thinking about a comedy version of Riven's ending, where there's just a pile of linking books, all just landing on top of each other at the bottom of the Starfisher. I reckon, yeah, like... we discussed it in the Discord. I think it was actually Spiper's idea. We discussed it in the Discord a long while back. That Atris should have jumped into the Starfisher with us, written a linking book at the bottom of it, and then we can go and clear out the linking books we've got there. We've also got Star Shadow X2 in the chat as well. Good morning to you. So we go, water wheel going. So what does this then do? It really does nothing. But okay, I mean the water wheel's going, that's the important thing. Oh, hello Yeesha. Do you know what? The integration of the video acting. Oh. Well, that was not expected. Where have we ended up? Okay, we're at the bottom of a ravine. Shoot. Okay. Yeah, we can climb up there. So, what's happened? It's now night time, which is, like, weird, because as far as I'm aware, this is the first time we've actually seen time move forward in a Myst game. So we saw Yeesha going that direction. I wonder if we can get through this door around the back here now. No. We also got like super ominous music. So what do you reckon that green light was? Because that didn't look like it didn't look like a standard catwalk collapse, did it? Okay, well we now got power here, do we? Or maybe we don't. Okay, so we can now go to the lowest level. So this is a new area that we weren't able to get to before. Wow. Like, I would say this genuinely counts as a little bit of a twist, right? Because, I thought genuinely this was going to be a fairly standard, we fixed the water wheel, fixed the antenna, first 2 puzzles of the game, basically that's the tutorial area. And then, from there, we're going to go and, from there, we're then going to link to wherever. Haven. Okay, so we've got a bridge. So that's where we were. So we are... Yes, okay. Yeah, so we have been here. That's the other side of the busted bridge. Okay, so we can get everywhere still. That's fine. Now, we know from last week that we have a code here. Fireplace. Enter inside. Note, turn one of the lamps off to reset the code readout. After having achieved correct code combination. We don't know the code yet, though. So, I don't think we'll worry about... Oh. Accidentally clicked in. We have Artavelli in the chat. Good morning to you. That wasn't there before. There's like a box of junk, and this bed looks slept in now. This letter was here already. Yeah, we're going like proper for the creepy music this time out, aren't we? Hello, frog. What's that down there? The ending has not yet been written. Tamana. Well, that building down there doesn't look like there's an obvious way to get there. But okay, right. Let's go to the new building that we couldn't get into previously because we didn't have the power. Oh! Well. We'll definitely grab a screenshot of that, because who knows when that will be important. But, what has Yeesha been writing here, then? So, we can go and have a little look and see if we can translate a bit of that later. Yes, a lesson in Dene. I mean, it might not actually be relevant to the puzzles, of course. We've got Cirrus and Achenar here. Cirrus looking, you know, very Cirrusy, and Achenar looking very much like Achenar. Yeah. White has checkmated black here. We've not been in this building before. What have we got here? Donk donk. Right, so we can turn that up. I mean, I'm not necessarily looking to start a fire, so we'll just leave those for the moment. Oh. That's like one of those taps you get in a motorway service station where you got to press the button and you get like 5 seconds of water out of it, and then that's it. Okay, curious little building. Like, okay. Oh! There's a thing at the top here which indicates the power. So we have power to it. And that's like, what, the extractor hood, I suppose. Well, still, we can still continue with our current plan, right? Our current plan is fix an antenna and then go and call Atris. Like, frankly, I'd probably call Atris now, given that I'd, just had a bit of a tumble. But we can't contact him until we fix the antenna. And let's be honest, you don't really want to be waiting around for Atris to come back, because you could literally be waiting decades before he decides to turn up at one of his old ages. Oh, okay, no, that's fixed camera perspective. We can't pan around that. I like this, the different glass has got kind of different sounds to it. It's very immersive, very well done. Okay, so this is Yeesha's room, clearly. Huh. Well, ain't that suspicious? I was looking at that thing, but that looks way more suspicious to me. Let's grab a little screenshot of that. How do you reckon we open that cabinet? It's got hinges here and here. So it clearly swings outwards somehow. And there's a... Well, that looks like a linking book or a descriptive book, doesn't it? Let's check the desk. That looks very similar to the crystals that are in Atris's planar viewer, doesn't it? The rhyme crystals. Weird. Why is it giving us a close-up of this? Justy303 in the chat. Good day to you as well. Happy Sunday. Hope you're having a great day. Thank you for the lurk. Lurkers are always welcome, of course. It kind of looks like there's a... I sort of want to look through this porthole as well. Like, there's a door there, clearly. Like, look at it. It's got it's got a seam to it. I don't know why our character is refusing to look at the door, but okay. So Yeesha appears to have gone. Could be a closet, that's true. So Yeesha appears to have gone. We've got something down there. No, we've been down. Wait. Yeah, no. That's solving the fireplace puzzle. We'll get you down there. Which we could certainly have a look at. My hand changed for a moment over the pillow. Okay, we'll go and have a look at that. Yeah, okay. I mean, just to be, yeah. That's obviously quite a hint there, Artavelli. So, we'll, let's just pare down the hinting just one notch, if that's okay. Thanks. Okay. So Monday, I got this book. Dad gave it to me. I'm going to write in it every night. Good. Well, it's good to see that good habits are being picked up by Yeesha as well. Tuesday, in the morning, we worked on long division. After dinner, I made a puzzle. Mum and me started the fun club and looked at stars. Thursday, I didn't do much. Sunday, we visited my brother today. He had a gift for me, but... I don't think you should be visiting your brother. Dad made me go home before I could see it. Well, hang on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We visited my brother today. That's really strange. So who is we in that context? Presumably her and Catherine. Dad made me go home before I could see it. I felt bad. Dad talked to me later. and said it was just bones, so I shouldn't be scared. I wasn't, because I don't think Akanar meant it to be bad. He looked so sad when we left. Monday, it was hot. I spent the whole day by the water. Saturday, Dad took me to a really neat place today. It's called Serenia, and the people there are so nice. They never forget stuff, because if they do, their memory chamber remembers it for them. I went inside and saw all the memory globes hanging from the ceiling, just like Cirrus said I would. Mum said it is too soon to go back to Serenia. I've been thinking though, and I don't know if I want my memories put inside a globe when I'm dead. What if I need them? I told both Cirrus and Akanar about the fun club. They want to join. Dad finally said we could go see Anya tomorrow. She takes care of the memory chamber. She's one of its protectors. Only women can be protectors. Men stay in the village and do other hard stuff like fixing roofs. And that is definitely a code. So let's go and add that to our list of codes. I saw the coolest creature on Serenia today. It was made of water, but when it saw me looking, it got shy and fell apart. Dad said it must have been a fish jumping because he didn't see it. Mum believed me, though. Anya told me her people put their memories in globes so their families can visit them in the dream world. She said I could visit the dream world too, but I'd have to learn how. Plus, I need a spirit guide. Maybe I can get one next time we visit. I got the best gift of all time today, a spirit guide statue. Cirrus carved it for me himself. It looks kind of funny, but that's because he never saw one. He just went with what I told him. He knows exactly what questions to ask, and he listens better than anyone. Before supper, Dad and me changed the lock on my bookshelf. I said, since I'm learning Dene, I could change the covers and use everyone's names instead. I won't forget who's older than who either. He said it really had to be really last time, and he was glad. Wait, right. We changed the lock on my bookshelf. I said since I'm learning Dene, I could change the covers and use everyone's names instead. I won't forget who's older. Than who either. He said it really had to be really the last time, but he was glad. Okay, so that's how we're going to get into the bookshelf. Thursday, we didn't do much, but tomorrow I start learning how to dream on Serenia. I'll probably be too busy to write in this journal for months. Anya gave me a special necklace today. It's really good at picking up memories. She says some things are better at holding them than others, and that only the most powerful memories get shown. I touched it as soon as I got home and it worked. I can't wait to show all of my friends. And that, ominous edition, is the final entry. Okay. So the bookshelf has lists of names in Dene. Oh, wow. It's the whole thing. Oh, brilliant. Well, strap in, everyone, because we're doing some learning today. Okay. Well, we've got our little lexicon there. Here's our thing, and what we're going to do is we are going to... Come on, where's my rotator? Is it on the corners? No, that's adding a little thing. There's the rotator. That'll make it a little bit easier to read. Hang on, wait. Is it European way round or is it English way round? Well, it'll be pretty obvious fairly quickly. Okay, so we're writing everyone's names in Dene. It's a hard read. Okay, let's try and get these large kind of capital L's first, which is an I. Rotating is a lot easier than keeping your head turned. Okay, so that's an I. There's an I. Those are not eyes. There's an eye. And that's an eye there. Interesting, actually. So there isn't a letter for double I. There's a letter for double E. Oh, which actually looks a lot like the I. Oh no, I better be careful that I don't accidentally write over the wrong thing. But okay. We'll go with it. We'll go with it. There's no double I. Oh no, there isn't a double I in Cirrus. Okay. So, we have... Well, it's everyone's name, so we don't need to translate the whole thing. We just need to try and look at what people's names are. Oh, do you know what? There's a letter... There's a letter written in the bedroom, isn't there? Which literally has Catherine and Atris's names on it. That might actually be faster. But let's have a look. Atris is... That's an A, right? Yeah, that's an A. That's an A. T is like a little... To be fair, neither of those particularly look like T's to me. Okay, what's this little N with the big tail? That's an R. That is an N with a big tail, but it's got like an accent over the top of it. Jasper123 in the chat. Myst IV, nice one. You just finished watching Exile on YouTube. Brilliant. Oh, you're all caught up then. You're all caught up then, because we are live. Do you know what? It's always great seeing people in the YouTube comments section. Starting on Riven. Interestingly enough, Riven is by far my most popular video. Riven episode 1 is my most popular video, which means most people are finding my channel by finding Riven first and not my Myst playthrough, which is interesting, and I'm not really sure why that's the case. But it's really great when a new viewer comes to Riven and I can see them commenting on each video as they work through it, and then eventually they catch up to where we are live today. And of course, then they're sort of stuck watching one episode a week from then on. You can't binge it anymore once you're all caught up. Riven, I agree. It's another level. I'm really looking forward to the remake coming out. The Reddit has all sorts of theories about the remake coming out later this year, but realistically, if there's not a date that's been announced yet... Really? That's an R there. A lot of these... It's a hard script to read, this, isn't it, right? Let's see if we can get this one done, because this is only 4 letters long. And 2 of the letters are repeats. That letter is a repeat of that letter. So... Ah, it's A-H. Ra, ha. And then what's this one? It's very much like an R, but it's a lot curlier. Maybe that's... Ah, that's a V. isn't it? Rather, that is. Okay. Riven just seems to be the most popular. The lower quality compressed textures don't help either. Well, no, that's true. I mean, it is what it is, I guess. That looks like a double E in there, doesn't it? EE. That's sort of a V with a dot in the middle. It's sort of a little swoop, like a... Yeah, we don't have a really good... Oh, sh. Yeah, that's a sh. And then this one is like a... That's an AH. And then what's that letter right at the start? This one here. Oh, it's Y. Yeesha. Yeesha. Okay. Oh, and she's got a short book. So yeah, so 2 of the books are shorter than the others. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, 2 of these books are shorter than the other 2. Not sure why that is. Let's have a look at this other short one then. Incidentally, if you are watching on YouTube in the future and you're finding this playthrough interesting, do consider hitting that subscribe button. You know, if you're halfway through episode 2, chances are you're probably gonna stay for the whole thing, right? So if that's worth a subscription, feel free to. We're just drawing letters at the moment, so you've got time to go and do that. You're not missing anything. Okay, so the R is with this high curl here. This then is like it's a dash down across a dash up. It looks a little bit like KH, doesn't it? Oh, wait, no, except it's curving the wrong way. It's totally curving the wrong way. No, it's an A. It's an A, it's an A. It's not a KH. Yeah. Then we've got a KH. And then that one there, it's like a TH. It's got a little hat on it like that, so that's Rakth. So not sure. I think I'm looking for the family members' names, right? It's very strange that Atris name doesn't appear to be on here. Do you know what? We're going to go... it's almost certainly going to be quicker for us to have a wander back to that Atris and Catherine's room and snag a copy of that name. Here's the other thing as well, right? Rather than also doing it longhand, Yeesha herself is clearly in the middle of writing a letter to someone as well. So that's going to be another name that we can snag too. And who knows, maybe this is the way we find out the canonical name of the stranger all along. You know, if we really are that close to the family as Atris makes out, you know, why isn't my name part of this code, huh? Okay. So that's interesting, because that doesn't say Atris, does it? What does this say? There's an I. I mean, this isn't the whole alphabet, I don't think. I think that's a letter in there, which we don't have. Maybe. Wait, AH. Oh, unless it's just part of the downstroke of the KH. Blah. This script is hard. We've literally just played through Chants of Sonar as well. This is harder. Like, just like deciphering what are letters here is not an easy thing. That first is, that's a K. K, A. M? No, that's TH. Yeah, right, okay. This is going to be Catherine's name then. So this isn't from Catherine to Atris, this is the other way round. I should have guessed from the handwriting, to be fair, because it's actually written in something that's legible. So, yeah, okay, that's Catherine's name. Fine. Yeah, Uncle Stranger. Stranger. Greetings, stranger. Okay, this is AY. Oh, he spells his name with a Y. Spells his name with a Y. What a hipster. Okay. What do we got then? There's got to be at least some kind of T. There's got to be some kind of T. Struggling to see. So we've got a down and a flick up. Oh yeah, right, no, that's the T. T's up here. T, and then we've got like an N with a big, yeah, that's an R. And then we've got like a swoop with a thing, that's a U, and then that's got to be an S, right? Yeah. Atrush. Alright. That's just a transliteration. We've seen him spell his name in English with no Y. Yeah, exactly. But A is a letter. in Denis, so I have no idea why he's decided to add a Y into it. Like, I mean, I get it. It's legit, but still, it makes the puzzle harder. Okay, so that's Catherine and Atris. Yeah, I guess it would be Atris otherwise, wouldn't it? It's English that's wrong. Because we use far too many. Do you know what? Genuinely, it wasn't until I started learning Arabic that I even realised that the TH in this and the TH in thing are two totally different sounds, and I didn't notice for like 25 years. But that was definitely like a mind equals blown moment, right? Because I was just like, what? Yeah, this and thing, they're totally different. Why are they spelt the same? Okay. So, we have Catherine's name, we have Atris's name. So, tick, tick, tick. We have Yeesha, Catherine, Atris. It's clearly going to be Cyrus and Achenar are the last two names, because that's the family. Yeah. That's the family. So I'm just kind of looking. Here, we've got a name that looks a little bit symmetrical. Gen ignored. That's a good point. We could have Gen in here. We could have Tiana in here as well. Although Yeesha never met Tiana. Yeah, Yeesha never met Tiana. And the game and Myst IV is obsessed with Cyrus and Achenar specifically, right? So I don't think it's going to be Tiana. It's got to be Cyrus and Achenar. Maybe. Like, it doesn't obviously have to be, but yeah. S, that's an S. This is S and that's S. What's this L? Is it an AH? If that's an R, I'm feeling like that is an R. Saris? Maybe. Now I'm also going to need to remember who's older out of Catherine and Atris and who's older out of Cyrus and Achenar. I'm pretty sure... in the book of Atris, I'm pretty sure Catherine is younger than Atris. Which brother is older? I have a feeling that Achenar is older than Cyrus. But once we know which books it is, there are going to be very, very few combinations that we need to work through. Yeah, English is crazy. You never realise how crazy until you start teaching it to foreign students. I bet. And the problem is, a lot of the rules are just kind of... They are just a bit arbitrary. And you don't really have any better explanation than, yeah, it's another irregular verb. Like, why is went the past version, the past tense version of came? How is it that you can conjugate came into went? Who can say? Probably someone who has actually studied linguistics probably does have a very intelligent explanation as to why that is. I would guess it's probably because they come from two different words. I don't know. Right, we're looking for Achenar. Now, we just said earlier on, right, that this A is a hard A, so one of these two is probably Achenar, then. Both of them end with R's, which is kind of nice. Actually, these two are both very similar scripts, aren't they? All the way up to there, they're identical. What is the letter for N? Kind of looks like there might not be one. Goose, geese, moose, meese, mouse, mice, house, heis. Yeah, quite right. I was at the zoo yesterday, and we were riding the little train that does an audio tour, right? And the script that was being read... Now, I'm assuming the person who did the audio for the train tour is probably a voice actor rather than a actual member of zoo staff. Although you never know. Could literally just be a member of the zoo staff, right? But what was really interesting was that the zoo's audio was inconsistent in itself about whether the plural of giraffe was giraffe or giraffes. And genuinely, I haven't had a chance to look it up yet. So, yeah. It's like... Because I've always said giraffe. If you have more than one giraffe in the field, it's... There are giraffe there. But I've never taken the time to look it up. But yeah, but this script was swapping back and forth between the two. So clearly it's something that's a little bit obscure. It was genuinely a tiny train. It was a tiny train taking us around the zoo. It made me very happy. And the best part was my daughter got to ride free. Because she's a child. And zoos are really big on letting children in for free. So, yeah. These are really similar, aren't they? Because that and that are also the same. Oh no, that's the R. Wait, hang on. I think that's an A, isn't it? No, that's not even an A. Ugh. What? That looks like a K, doesn't it? Oh, but there's also a K there as well. This is the most annoying one to try and translate. Hang on. The plural of giraffe is giraffes, apparently. Well, that's me told for sure. Okay. It's because the word is so long, it's like it's extra pixelated, you know? So let's clear this. Clear that. Right. We'll take a finer brush. Okay. So that's an A. This sort of looks like an I, an IL. That's K. Then we've got something that looks like an M. We've got something that looks like an M after it. Which could literally be an M, could be an R. Could be an E. Probably an E. Ac, E. then the E comes up, and then we've got a letter here which sort of comes down, up like that. It's sort of like that. KH? Could be the KH. And then we've got one which comes down and just like across. Where does the R start? Right, the R starts here, right? So we're only missing one letter, and it's basically... It looks a bit like the AH, doesn't it, again? Ke, Ka, R. Yeah, I'm not sure that's it. Okay. Whereas here... Right, what have we got? We've got... That's KH still. Then we've got one which looks a bit like the... No, sorry. That's KE. KE. And then that's AH. No, it's not AH. Wait, what? KH. Sorry. It's a double K. It's a double K. The E was a separate letter. It's KKH. And then that L there... That L is like a... Well, we've got an I and an R at the end. I'm expecting there to at least be an N. But there isn't an N. There isn't an N in this lexicon. So... What's that sort of looks like that? It's not an I. I mean, AH might be the closest one. It's like a swoop down and then a cross. I guess AH. Ear. Okay, the way I've translated it, it's not obviously either of them, to be fair. But we'll go with it. Right. So, give me a copy of that and paste it here. And we're going to move it back that way. Oh, we didn't actually see which book was Catherine and which one was Atrus, did we? So Atrus is this one here. Oh, do you know what? Oh, do you know what? That could be Cirrus as well. I've just seen how similar that one is to that one. Oh, shoot. Yeah, no. They've kind of deliberately made these pretty close to each other, haven't they? Because that is an S, and it's got an I. There's an R. And it ends with an S. So what's that one then? It's like a bowl. Yeah, it's a double O, isn't it? Cirrus. Yeah, so actually it's that one. It's not that one. Fine. Glad we spotted that. Okay. So that's the Let's get some cyan in here. So that's Cirrus. Achenar could literally be either of those. I think I kind of prefer... Could be either of them, to be fair, for Achenar. But it's either that one or that one. Yeesha we know. And we also know that that's going to be number 5, because she's the youngest. Atrus. Which one does... Yeah, using cyan in Myst IV. What is this? A crossover episode? Okay, Atrus is kind of using... Could be this one. Could be that one. No, it's not that one. I think it's this one here. Yeah. That's Atrus there, so he's 4th from the left. So let's call that book number 1, if that's Atrus. You've heard this sound effect looping in the background in 2 different shows, but you've never figured out what it's called. I've not noticed it. Okay, and then Catherine is... Oh, I think it's this one up here, isn't it? There's like an H, N, there's an I. Yeah, it's that one. Third from the thing. So let's say that that's number 2. And then it's Achenar, Cirrus, Yeesha. I reckon that's the code that we're going to go for. Yeah? Alright, let's make our way back over. Okay. Bookcase time. Now. Do we still have Atrus's journal? No, we don't. I think Achenar's the older brother. But as long as we're confident that Atrus is older than Catherine, and we're happy with our translations, theoretically, even though we've got 2 books that could be Cirrus's, sorry, 2 books that could be Achenar's, we're not going to have that many combinations to work through. So let's do it. So, Atrus, Catherine, let's try Achenar, Cirrus, and Yeesha. No. Okay. Atrus, Catherine. Let's try that one for Achenar. Cirrus, Yeesha. There we go. Alrighty. Also, just keep in mind, you should never have to brute force a puzzle or use outside knowledge. No, that's true. But sometimes we can use our outside knowledge to get a step up in a puzzle, as long as the puzzle is consistent with the rest of the world. But yes, you're absolutely right that Tiana, I don't think, has even been mentioned in this game, so probably impossible that it would have been her name at all. We've got flippers and a snorkel. And a creepy drawing. Painkiller 0289 in the chat. How is everyone doing today? Doing great, thanks. Yeah. Sunday morning, playing a bit of Myst IV, and really enjoying it. Welcome from the YouTube comment section. Glad to have you on stream. Interesting. Ah. What do we got here? Well, that's where I just came up from. Oh no. Oh, do we have to input the code again? Blah. So hang on. Atris, Catherine, Akanar, Cirrus, Yeesha. So it closes behind us. Okay, but you can't go back up there. For anyone new to this game, incidentally, doors closing behind you is of note. Just putting it out there. That's not me just being weird. That's me, like, you know, using our prior experience. I tell you what is weird. This area. Because, like, what is this? There's, like, nothing here. It's so odd. So, we've gone through all the trouble to get through to the back of the secret passage, secret tunnel, and all we've got is some snorkeling equipment and a creepy painting. We don't seem to be able to interact with any of it. There's got to be something in here, right? Oh, I'm not supposed to know the order of the books yet. Oh, I see. I see. Fair enough. So maybe we're actually sequence breaking accidentally. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. let's just have a quick reminder on what Yeesha had to say about those codes, though. Yeah. Before supper, Dad and me changed the lock on my bookshelf. I said since I'm learning Dini, I could change the covers and use everyone's name instead. I won't forget who's older than who either. He said it really, really had to be the really last time, but he was glad. Right, okay. So, well, that's a little awkward because I was hoping that was I was hoping that was the way we were intending to be going. Okay, so we still have some cooking stuff in here which we can fiddle with, although it's not really obvious what that does. But we also do have a fireplace that we can check out over here. You shouldn't be here, Father Christmas emoji. Is that a reference to something? You shouldn't be here. I know that line from Avatar, because that's what... I've forgotten the character's name. And I've also forgotten the actress's name. It's the Na'vi lady. It's what she says to Jake Sully when he first arrives. Now I have a strong suspicion. Natiri, that was it. Yeah. You don't know. I've been to that spot already in another stream. That comment I'm very confused by. There's the lads playing with their little stone ship model. And Atris appears to be working on a laptop. Santa. Santa's he's a good substitute for Hakita. Right. I'm not sure if we're in a position to be able to, because I think we're going to be missing a code for this as well. But, oh, incidentally, we should have a look at what that says at some point too. But we do have this. Laser 1, laser 2. Oh, do you know what, actually? Do you reckon which squares are lit up here is actually the squares you're supposed to hit? I don't know, maybe not. 1, laser 1, 2, laser 2, is lamp 2, lamp 1, fireplace, enter inside, turn both lamps on, note, turn one of the lamps off to reset the code readout. Wow, that is a flickery lamp. Oh, we've got Yeesha's amulet now. Someone's been here. Oh, right, okay, so we can replay that if we need to. Interesting. Well, okay, the lasers are illuminating the squares. Well, fine. What's up with Atros and fireplace code blocks? Right. Okay, okay. I think I see what we're supposed to be doing here. Yeah, so this is saying turn both lamps on, turn one of the lamps off to reset the code readout after having achieved correct code combination. Fine. Turn one of the lamps off to reset the code readout. Well, so what we have here is we have a little lights out game, right? Oh, that's interesting. Some of the squares light themselves up, but some of them do not. No, wait, sorry. No, each square changes the... Each square changes the illumination of its 4 cardinal neighbours, but doesn't change itself. Right, so we can get that illuminated there. And I think what we need to get is we need to get all of the dots illuminated. Fine. We should be able to achieve that. No, you can't do it from that way. Sick! Easy, easy. Oh man, that was actually a lot quicker than I thought that was going to be. I'm going to take a clip of that. Okay. The memory amulet is shining again.
Patience, my love. We've almost finished the linking chamber. There's just the security seal to install. But we will see our sons again soon, I promise you.
Alright. The same thing happened to Star Shadow X2. You clicked on it, did it in 30 seconds, someone was watching like, what? That took me hours. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just kind of luck into a solution like that, right? It kind of looks like we've got a thing here. Bonk! Huh. So what is this? So this is the security chamber, is it? You can't link in and link back unless you trap yourself. No, we're not trapped at all because we can just pull this back the other way. So I don't know. Okay. 2 possible destinations. Spire and Haven. Presumably we can do them in any order. Haven, what is it? Well, Spire is obviously the one on the left, right? And I'm pretty sure that's Sirius's. And Akenar's on the right. But do you know what, right? Okay, I'm gonna make a claim right now, yeah? I reckon the twist is gonna be that it's not either Sirius or Akenar that's chasing Yeesha. I reckon it's gonna be someone else. And I reckon the theme of the story is going to be forgiveness, and that Sirius and Akenar are actually reformed, and we're gonna like combine together in something like a Burger King Kids Club Care Bear like team Avengers Assemble kind of moment where we put this Care Bear stare on the actual antagonist. That's what I'm reckoning. It is called Revelation, after all. Oh, we do have other leads here, so it's a 3-way choice. Well, here's the thing. If we link to one of these, are we going to get stuck there? We probably will, because they are effectively prison ages. But... no, I think we're going to go for it. Savidro and his hammer have returned. Let's hit up Haven first. Well, that ship has seen better days. I'm reckoning of the 2 brothers, it's more likely that Sirius is going to be the baddie than Akenar, I reckon. But you never know. Right. So this is a problem because this is the visitor chamber, right? This is the visitors side of the bars, and that's clearly been all smashed up. Okay. What do we have here? A knapsack. Right, this is for passing things in and out, right? Because look, it's a big hinge and it tips up and down. So the handle's at the bottom, but the knapsack is. Oh, the memory crystal's going again. Oh, Yeesha's been here. This must have all happened subsequent to us being knocked out. Yeah? Because Yeesha talked about visiting her brothers and such, and that's fine, but these memories are clearly not from those visits. This must have... So we must have been knocked out, not just... We must have been knocked out. I don't know. Well, I mean, it was night when we woke up, so it's been several hours. Babysitter of the year. Bro, yeah. Just no good, is it? Oh shoot, that's to signal that we're here. Are we gonna get someone come and say hello now? Right, so you come in and I thought I heard footsteps there. I'm like, oh no, Savidro with his hammer. He's coming back. He's coming back. Okay. Bonk. Right, so that gets us back to Tamana. So that's fine. We're not stuck here. But yeah, okay, so you can pull this open this side. But when it's on this side, there's a scratch in the wall just above it. If we now that we've moved it the other way, is there a clue on the back of this? There's got to be something to this, right? That can't just be there for the sake of it. Maybe I'm getting a bit obsessive over tiny in-world details. Okay, let's go and have a wander. So we've got stairs up that way. That's true. We did use it to learn that Yeesha was here. Oh, we've also got a path here as well. We did use it to learn that Yeesha was here. That is true. I was thinking more the fact that it kind of swings in and out and so on. I mean, you know, it kind of felt relevant. It felt relevant at the time. Wow. So there's a big monster by the ship. So we've got a rope ladder down. Or we can go this way. Let's rope ladder down. Wait, hang on. Did that just take us back to where we were before? Sometimes it's a little bit hard to know exactly. Yeah. Right, okay. That just took us to where we were before. That's fine.
Intelligence. Premeditation. Stealth. Patience. Can't forget his patience.
So intelligence, stealth, premeditation, and patience. All right. This beach could use a cleanup. I mean, it's an uninhabited world. Don't forget the amulet. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no. Of course, you're right. Yeah. I missed the audio cue. He's going hand to hand. What a mad lad. Oh, what do we got over here? Hello. Bonk, bonk. Bonk, bonk. Ah. I'm disappointed that there isn't a donk donk sound effect if you bonk the crabs. What is that? Oh, I thought that was a lot bigger. I think it was just a lot closer than I thought it was. Okay. I guess that's a counterweight for the lift. So we wind that up, and if we pull that, do we then go up with the weight coming down? No. It certainly looks like an elevator of some kind. Maybe not. So that plank needs to lower. Yeah. So we wind this up. It's actually a long hold. I don't need to like... Interesting. Okay, so we can move that off where we're currently standing. What? That's such a weird motion. What do I think about 3 and 4 compared to 1 and 2? Oh, that's a really good question. So, I think Riven is the best one. But I mean, Riven is sort of on the level of one of the greatest games of all time, in my opinion, right? Like, I've never really come across a puzzle game like it. So I think there's very little you could criticize with Riven. Myst, my really controversial take is that Myst might actually... Bear in mind, I've only played the 2021 version. I've never played the originals. And also, because I've come to it a lot later in my life, I don't have any of the nostalgia associated with it. Myst, I have a feeling, might actually be one sort of in the middle, maybe? Like, I really quite liked 3. I think Saavedro was an excellent antagonist. Not all of the puzzles hit for me in 3, but not all of the puzzles hit for me in Myst either. Myst obviously gets a lot of credit for being the first one, and the fact that it basically invented an entire genre. So that's also kind of got to be respected. But overall, I'm really enjoying 3 and 4. Like, I'm not going to say anything really controversial, like, you know, I mean, I think the rating's probably going to be Riven at the top, Myst second, Myst 3 third, and we're still playing through Myst 4. So I don't think I'm going to have like anything really controversial to say about it. But yeah, like, I think 3 and 4 so far have been thoroughly worthy additions to the genre, you know? If I move out of here, the box is still out, but I can still move the box in and out. I have cannonballs here. Okay. There we go. The stranger is jacked, confirmed. With a single hand, he's just moved a box of cannonballs. In your opinion, it's like Myst is iconic, then Riven is Myst but better, Exile is great, and Revelation is Exile but better. Fair enough. What do I think of Myst's creator playing Atris? Love it. Love it. I really do. Like... really strange. Okay. Maybe... maybe the counterweight needs to be heavier? Maybe we actually need to move... oh, we can go round here. That's great. Yeah, like, I think... so, again, when we go back to play Myst, and we are going to go back to play Myst, what I've decided is that we're going to do Rhyme last. So, because I've only played Myst 2021, I've never played, like, real Myst, so I never actually really watched Robin Miller and Rand Miller playing Atris, Cirrus, and Achenar in the original game. I had, like, the CGI versions of them. So when we go back to watch those, I think, you know, that'll be really interesting. I'm also really looking forward to going back and reading Atris's library on Myst again. Because when I played Myst 2021, that was before I'd really got into all of the lore. So I hadn't really kind of dialed into how interesting the lore is. Right, we've got more cannonballs here. And we have cannonballs in the box as well. So there's going to need to be some amount of matching the weights. But in general, let's see what happens if we just put all four of them in. But I think this is actually going to be more like a, an Amateria get the weights correct kind of puzzle, rather than a use all of the weights kind of puzzle. Oh. Stranger not jacked, confirmed. Oh, right, fine. So yeah, so I understand sort of the reasons why Rand Miller ended up playing Atris, right? Is because he was Atris in the original Myst, and I think people wouldn't really want to have it any other way, yeah? But I really like it. I think it gives a level of authenticity to the... I think it gives a weird level of authenticity to it. The fact that the creator of the game, like, yeah, he's not a professional actor and so on, and we've spoken about that on stream before, and I know that he kind of hates watching back his own performances and stuff, but I think it gives a level of, like, authenticity to it, that the creator of the game is still involved in it in that way, you know? This puzzle, I'm struggling to work out exactly what we're trying to be doing here. I think maybe I need to take a step back and try and work out, like, what is this machine actually even trying to do? Or maybe we'll just solve it like that, you know? Like, that's also always an option. Like, we just do it that way. Okay, well, so we're up here now. That perspective is weird, isn't it? This plank needs to come down. Because I want a bridge across. We got a nice cannon there. Robin plays someone in abduction, does he? Oh, that's nice. Saltavelli says, I think Myst plays best with the janky older graphics. It's not a thoroughly fleshed out lived-in world like Riven, so trying to make it look and feel so real sets up expectations to be higher than they should be. Yeah, I think I maybe agree with that. Rhyme wasn't in the original Myst, so for that the earliest would be real Myst. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, and Rhyme isn't in 2021 either. So I've not played it. It also would have saved money. Oh yes. No, and I'm sure that's part of the motivation for it, right? Like it's like the old Prince of Persia days, where it's like, you know, oh yeah, you know, I'm just going to rotoscope my younger brother doing parkour a bit, and we'll just sort of see how we get on with that. Yeah. What happens if I now press the button? Yeah, interesting. So, this puzzle, not solved yet. We're not solved yet here. Maybe what I need is not this plank to be coming down, it's for that plank to be coming up. Interesting. Do I think all 4 games together have made a good story? I do, yes. I'm really quite invested in the lore by this stage, actually. Yeah, I mean, I've read myself the Book of Atris. I have not read Tiana or Denis yet, but I did stick the Book of Tiana or the Book of Denis. I can't remember which one the second one is. I've put it on my birthday wish list, so maybe someone will buy that for me. Yeah. Like, I'm really enjoying it. What I enjoy the most is the mechanics of the art itself, right? I really enjoy thinking about things like how the linking books work and the descriptive books work, and how clever the various plans are to send us to Riven without a linking book back and things like that, right? I think it makes for a very fleshed out reality, right? It's kind of like a hard fantasy that... is this going to take us down if we then go further? No. Yeah, this is doing something down here, isn't it? Yeah, so it makes for kind of like a hard fantasy story where the internal mechanics of the world are still having to make sense. Okay. I think we are going to need to take a step back on this puzzle and actually think about what these cannonballs are actually doing. And I think we're going to need to have a think about how we do that. I think maybe, where my mind currently is, can we take some cannonballs up the lift with us, take them onto that platform, and make them lower the platform, right? Maybe we can take one cannonball with us at a time, and the sum of all the cannonballs together will lower that platform and enable us to cross here. The thing is, that doesn't actually look like an entrance, but it does look like an entrance at the top, so maybe we're trying to get that platform raised up rather than the first platform lowered. We're going to have a think about that further next time. If you are watching on YouTube in the future, thank you very much for watching. This has been episode 2 of Myst IV Revelation. If you are enjoying this series and would like to lend me a subscription so that you can get notified when further episodes come out, and we also play in other games as well. We started Siberia recently, we're playing One Shot at the moment as well, and that's all great fun. If you are watching on YouTube in the future, thank you very much. I will see you very soon. Have a great week. Bye bye. For those of us staying on